Barstool Sports. Brandon Walker. Mostly Sports.
Welcome to Mostly Sports. I'm Mark Titus. He is Brandon Walker. Today is Friday, September 15th. Brandon is standing up, waving to no one in particular. What do you want to talk about, Brandon?
Are the Eagles good? Because I can't tell.
I don't think they can tell. I don't think Eagles fans can tell.
Nobody knows.
I think the Eagles are 2-0, and that's all that really matters right now.
It is all that matters, but for us, we need to be able to discuss if they're good or not.
They're banged up.
How are you banged up in week 2?
I don't know. They are.
Shouldn't be banged up in week 2.
That's just they're banged up though.
It took me months to bang my. What happened?
They're 2-0. I don't know. It is funny because it feels like both games they played they've not like particularly great.
They don't finish well.
Yeah.
They don't finish strong. They have moments where it looks like they are in firm control of the game.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're about to just, what was it, 27-7 last night or 20-7 at some point?
Yeah, they played like shit for most of like the only offense was really just bombing the ball to Devontae Smith and letting him.
I really enjoyed that game thoroughly last night. I really did. I thought it was.
Hold on. Are we about to get box score, Brandon? Is this box score, Brandon? I feel like you made it clear that you were going to a high school football game last night. I'm worried that we're getting box score, Brandon.
I have observations. I'm
worried that 3 minutes into the show we're getting box score, Brandon.
The key thing about last night's game to me, what I saw using these eyeballs, and I've been watching football for a long time, and the thing you got to know is watching football is not an exact science. So I am somebody who watched the game and came up with these observations. The thing I came up with, and this is key because I have watched football for a while, and not just anybody can watch football and come up with these observations. So when it comes to the Eagles right now, and the Eagles played the Vikings last night, and the Eagles went to the Super Bowl last year. The Vikings were a playoff team too.
Everybody watching thinks their stream is like
the Vikings are quarterback.
They're like just
the Vikings are quarterbacked by
right
Kirk
now.
Cousins. The Eagles have Jalen Hurts. Now Jalen Hurts had a great final year at Oklahoma. He had a couple years at Alabama as well. But watching last night, one thing struck me. It was the fact that Jalen Hurts was 18 for 23 for 193 yards and a touchdown. And I think anybody watching that would have come away with the same thought.
Box score, Brandon. It's box score, Brandon.
Listen. My high school team won 62-13. We killed them. Oh man. Number 3 for us. He can fly. He can fly. It's incredible.
You get into the local team.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that. The high school team's getting into you.
Well,
I saw that the high school team.
they now they know that I'm coming. And,
you're becoming a celebrity around those parts.
Well,
are you the second most famous guy in that town now?
I'm top 3.
No, the Thursday night game was it felt like a stinker, but then it was. It wasn't good football, but in the end it became interesting at least.
The Vikings got problems because Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson were great. I mean, Kirk Cousins they were great late. I guess Kirk Cousins kind of compiled his stats in the second half, but that defense is bad. Like they're not very good. Nothing about that team scares you outside Justin Jefferson.
But also at the same time, they handed the game to the Buccaneers in week 1. They kind of handed the game to the Eagles.
But the Buccaneers aren't good.
I know that's what I'm saying, but I think what's going on with the Vikings is that the bill has come due for last year. They were so lucky last year. They had so many close games that they eked out last year, and then what were they 13-4 last year?
Yeah,
and they got their ass kicked in the losses.
Yeah, and then in the playoffs, the Giants just handled them.
Yeah, they got exposed. I think this year maybe all of the luck they had last year has just run out because they are addicted to fumbling the football. They are addicted to turning the ball over. You saw the Justin Jefferson. I'm sure you saw this on
Twitter.
Twitter.
The back of the end zone.
Yeah.
No, I did see it. It was during
a timeout at the high school game.
Right.
Yeah, when you were going to get
not timeout.
When you're
halftime.
standing in line
Timeouts aren't long enough to check.
How much
Twitter.
are hot dogs at the high school games?
I don't know. I didn't get one. I don't have to pay. You think I'm paying for stuff in fucking this high school? Come on. No. Which sparks another discussion.
Yeah.
If and this is a discussion that goes on a lot, but if I'm running down the field and I'm at the 7-yard line and I fumble the football and it goes out of bounds, I get the ball at the 7-yard line.
Right.
If I fumble the ball at midfield, you don't get it unless you recover it.
Right.
But if I'm at the end zone and I fumble over that white line, you all of a sudden get it and get 20 yards of field position.
As it turns out, I learned this last night, you actually don't even have to fumble it over the white line. You fumble it over if a skosh of the ball, just a skosh.
Right, over that orange thing.
Just one little skosh goes over that little skosh of the orange thing.
Yeah.
Then you get the football.
How did we come up with the word pylon for that thing?
I'm going to look that up. I have no idea.
Oh, yeah.
Is the word pylon used ever in any other?
No, this is the only use for the word pylon. Like, there's nothing else like it.
Yeah.
Pylon. It's a good name.
It's a good name. We don't use it.
It's a well-named. You think it's the company that makes it? Like Q-Tip?
It's a good question. Where else are pylons in the world?
An ancient Egyptian gateway building in a truncated pyramidal form.
Pyramidal form, yeah. That's what I was thinking it was. It's also,
but the pylon,
it also could be called a structure on the wing of an aircraft used for carrying an engine, weapon, fuel tank, or other load.
It's a pyramid, you said, though? Because the football pylons aren't pyramids.
TJ pulls up Merriam-Webster. They have an illustration of it, and it's,
It would be cool.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be cool if pylons were shaped like pyramids, although I don't think that would be functionally well. What if somebody gets stabbed? Somebody dove over the pylon and impaled himself.
So the idea is that you have two pylons, and that's the gateway.
Well, there's 4.
I know, but in the football sense,
those back pylons don't get any love.
They don't do anything. They don't do shit.
They don't do shit.
They're not even on the.
They're like third base umpires.
But they're not even on the lines, right? Don't they put the back
who cares
pylons
where
like,
they are?
They put them. They're not even.
Oh, you think they're in that back corner past the white? No, they're in the back corner.
No, the ones that are by the goalpost. Don't they have like a pylon that's like 5 yards?
Oh, is there
away
one
from
right
the
there?
end zone?
I don't know.
And I don't even really know what it does.
The 2 in the front corner, 2 in the back corner.
How many pylons on a football field, Brandon? You like trivia? How many pylons?
All right, so I would say 8.
Guess the pylons.
I would say 8, but if you think there's extra pylons, then there could be 10.
I swear there are extra
think
pylons.
there's a pylon floating back there?
They got floating pylons.
Is there a floating pylon?
I
Come
swear
on,
to God.
guys. This is why you're
There
here.
are 8 total. That's what it says.
There's 8.
I don't know if there is.
Corner.
Now, it might vary based on what league. It might be different in college. It might be different in the NFL.
Have you noticed some fields have a pylon at the first down? They've been putting first down line pylons.
Ebo, hit me with it.
I have a Auburn, Alabama game from, I don't know what year it's from, but there is a pylon like near the goalpost.
Right, and it's just back there doing nothing. It's just hanging out.
It's about like a yard off the.
What is that for?
Is that the kick 6 game?
I
It's
guess.
like a yard off the back.
I guess
line.
it does technically count. Yeah.
What does that pylon do? What does that? But your question, what should happen in that instance?
Yes.
I don't think the offense should be.
I think you should get the ball where
should
you
be
fumbled
penalized, ish.
Yeah, bring
But-
the ball back to where you fumbled it.
What about bringing it back and then
a
penalizing a few yards? What if you bring it back and then like also
But
take 5 yards away?
a fumble is not always something that's punitive to you. Sometimes you recover your own fumble. So you shouldn't award the ball to the defense who didn't recover it.
Right. The defense didn't do anything.
Should have to recover it.
Yeah, I agree. And especially, I guess you're taking away the incentive on the offensive guy to make cool ass plays,
right?
Which is
you need guys like laying out.
You want guys going
twisting
for it.
and bending.
You want guys to go for
risk
it.
their lives in as many ways as possible.
I think maybe the solution is like bring it back to the 7, but then take away 5 yards as well, and then everybody wins because you're like.
So now you're at the 12.
Because the defense, I guess you could argue.
What's
the
penalty
is,
there?
The defense, the defense has technically causing in the fumble.
Yeah.
So they should get like something out of it, maybe.
Can't tell you the most.
But then you're right. In the normal run of play in the middle of the field, if it goes out of bounds at the 50, nothing happens.
This is the last time I will do this. But my biggest highlight for me last night at the high school game, I was standing on the sidelines and there was a kickoff, and it kicked off right in front of me, and he came back, and I saw a block in the back, and I went. I took
you reached for the
I
flag.
took my imaginary flag and I threw it, and right after I did it, the real ref threw his real flag. So I saw it like it was so awesome.
We got to get that tape.
Yeah.
Are you on the field for these games? You getting field passes?
I can't be in the stands.
You are on the field.
I realize how famous I am.
You are on the field. Are you by yourself?
No, you got to understand. See,
does Tommy come with? Like what?
No.
You're just solo. You're solo with your arms crossed at a high school football game on the field.
My daughter goes.
Okay.
She's a freshman, and I really stand on the field so I can look in the stands and make sure she's okay. So there's an actual reason there. So
she's
just
up to
get off my
no
fucking
good.
back about it.
But you're by yourself.
I'm talking to my buddies. I have buddies there. I have buddies.
How many players have you slapped on the ass at this high school football on this high school football team?
None.
How many times have you been like, good shit, boy?
No, no ass slaps. Did get a high five last night. Did get a high five, and I think I sniped the high five. I think it was going to somebody else. I like he reached straight up, but I had to do this. Right.
Where do you stand? Or is it sideline? Is it
about
end
15
zone?
to 20?
Is it okay.
Yeah, about 15 to 20.
I
So,
could
first
see
10
you
years-
as a
first-
back end zone guy.
First 10 years. No, that sucks. First 10 years of my career, I was a high school sports writer, and I used to walk the sidelines, and I fucking love it. And I
What are you doing? Like looking for scoops? Trying to?
No, that's how you do it. If you don't have, if you're a one-man sports department, you don't have like a statistician, you just got to walk with the play and write down what the stats are.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I took it. So you're just following the ball. When you said
following
walk
the
the
ball.
sideline, I thought you were like pacing.
Pacing, yeah.
like
Coach,
trying to-
have we thought about blitzing every now and then?
Yeah, popping
No.
into huddles.
No, I
seeing
don't
what
do that.
Yeah.
Can I announce something?
Go ahead.
All right, chat. We're going to have our Friday news dump here in a minute. But the chat will get involved. We're involving the chat later in the show, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So be ready, chat.
Yeah, we are.
You're going to work in just a second.
It's the audience in all forms, I'd say. The chat, the commenters that watch after, the people on social.
Yeah,
Yes,
everybody.
Everybody.
Okay. Well, it's everybody who consumes this show.
Yeah. Good announcement, Brandon.
I'm having a poor hair day.
Okay. Also a good announcement. Yeah, last night was fun because there were a lot of turnovers. It ended up being a close game, but I don't know. It also felt like Thursday night football can't get out of its own way. And Thursday night football has gotten better, but also the problem with Thursday night football is the second the football is not great, everyone's like, "This is fucking Thursday night football."
I have a
and
take.
It stinks.
I have
What?
Al Michaels is one of the GOAT announcers. Kirk Herbstreit is an incredible announcer. Together they kind of stink.
They stink.
Together they kind of stink. Like it
They
doesn't.
stink.
The voices don't work together. It doesn't. It does. This guy's great. This guy's great. But you put them together and you think, oh, it's going to be magic, and it really kind of sucks.
There's no world in which Kirk Herbstreit actually knows everything that he needs to know about all these guys and all these teams.
He does too
And
many games.
He does way too many
Yeah.
games. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand that he knows football and you can watch a play and tell me what happened on that play, but Kirk is in trouble trying to figure out how to talk about this shit because it's just generalities. And then Al Michaels,
I mean, he's old. He's up there.
he's getting up there.
But I
man.
think. Do you think he's the GOAT? I mean, he's close, right? He's one of them. He's in the GOAT conversation for sure.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he's.
How would he not be?
Yeah, I guess he's the GOAT. I can't think of who wouldn't be. Yeah, I can't think of who.
Are we talking all sports or just football?
I think like Al Michaels calling anything has my attention.
Correct. Yeah, it's
yeah,
important if Al
yeah.
Michaels is calling it.
Yeah, but
like it matters.
I think that's part of the problem is that Al Michaels is now calling Thursday Night Football on a app that Jeff Bezos created
Right.
like
That-
5 years ago.
when Al Michaels was 70.
And they're cutting in with commercials of fucking like the shittiest Aquaman movie. Like I thought that was I thought it was like a skit when I was watching that trailer for Aquaman. I kept waiting for
Yeah.
like Pete Davidson to show up, and I thought this was like a comedy at how bad it was. It
Did
was
they
not,
make a new Aquaman?
right? Isn't that what the trailer we
It's
saw?
called The Lost Kingdom or something like that. It was
Yeah.
garbage.
Wasn't the first Kingdom lost?
It's a good point.
I mean, it's in the ocean. We didn't know where it
The
was.
other Lost Kingdom.
Oh, the other Lost
There's
Kingdom.
a lot of Lost Kingdoms out there.
Well, the ocean's
but,
very, very big.
Yeah, but nobody tore their Achilles last night.
Son
There
of
was
a
no.
bitch. Yeah.
There was just like kind of nothing interesting in that regard. The Vikings. I think the Vikings.
This guy hates Achilles.
I kept watching. I was like, can I get one torn Achilles? Can I get one starting quarterback to?
But what do you think about the Vikings? I assume. What's their schedule looking like?
I think the Vikings. I'm glad you brought this up, Brandon, because I think the Vikings are a better football team than the Vikings would be very high on Ken Palm if this was college basketball. Because I think they're 0-2. They're obviously they're the
But
worst.
I don't think losing to the Bucks is a good 0-2. If half of your losses is to the Bucks at home, I don't think that's a good 0-2.
It's not, but they're a football team right now that is the what if football team. They're like, what if Justin Jefferson had scored on that touchdown?
Right.
What if we didn't fumble in the red zone for the Eagles and hand them points? What if?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if everything that happened in the game went differently? We would have won. That's the Vikings. I think they're a good football team that just can't. That's addicted to fumbling.
So there's always, after this week, there's always who's the worst 2-0 team, who's the best 0-2 team.
Yeah, they're the best
You think
0-2
you would
team.
already slot them in as possibly,
Every-
although you don't know who the other 0-2 teams are
Yeah,
going to be.
so last year the story with the Vikings was they were the worst.
Good team.
However many wins they had.
Right.
They're the worst 13-win team in the league. This year it's going to be that they're the best. Just look at how many losses they have, and they're the best 2-loss team right now in football.
So I would certainly rather be the worst 13-win team than the best 9-loss team or the best 10-loss team, whatever they're going to end up being.
Yeah. The problem, though, moving forward
here
with
we
them,
go.
the problem, if you'll allow me to read some schedules here.
Please.
The Vikings won the division last year.
They did.
So now they have a hard schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're 0-2. They got to right this ship, Brandon. They play the Chargers next week. Then you're at the Panthers.
Oh, seems fine.
That seems fine. Then you got to play the Chiefs.
Oh,
then you're at the Bears, division game.
seems fine as well.
Then you play the Niners at home.
Oh no.
Then you're at the Packers.
Son of a bitch.
At the Falcons.
Motherfucker.
Then they play the Saints.
Goddamn.
Then they're at the Broncos.
We're dead.
Bears.
Seems fine.
At Raiders. Bye week.
Bye.
At Raiders.
Okay.
At Bengals.
All right.
Lions.
Talk to me.
Packers.
There it is.
Then at Lions to end the season.
Seems
so that's the Viking schedule. I love reading schedules, dude. I love reading schedules. I just love looking at it going,
That has legs.
That's an either or game. They could win that one. If they win that one, that's going to be good. If they lose it, could be trouble.
Yeah.
No, what the thing about the Eagles that I noticed last night though is, and this was true last year, but it became, as the Eagles offense, it wasn't bad, but it was also like stalling, and then they started Swift was running the ball down the Vikings' throat, but the Eagles quarterback sneaks have become a thing, and they became a thing last year, I know, but they became a thing again last night for me because I'm watching this going galaxy brain thinking, why do the Eagles not do this literally every single play? If like the passing game's not working, and it was kind of ish, like they would bomb passes, like I said, to Devontae Smith, but what was really successful is running the football. If the Eagles get in a situation where they're having trouble moving the ball, why don't they just simply quarterback sneak every single time? Because they get at least 3 yards every time they do it.
Okay. Several elements to this play, right? First of all, the running backs for the Eagles at some point have to look around and be like, all right, this is kind of bullshit. Like, DeAndre Swift had 28. They let him carry it 28 times, 175 yards. He had 1 touchdown. Jalen Hurts, 12 carries, 37 yards.
Box score Brandon.
2 touchdowns, right? But every time they get to the 1 yard line, it's always the tush push or whatever you want to call it, or they're always pushing him in. Well, push the running back in. Why don't you guys
hand it to the running back and then
give
push?
It to me and then push. Let Jalen Hurts push every now and then. How about that? Could he push?
Is this like a fantasy football thing for you?
I don't know.
Do you have?
What would be the funniest way if we had to come up with a way to stop the Eagles quarterback sneak? What would be the funniest way to do it?
I don't know.
Got to give credit to TJ, but banana peels at the line of scrimmage would be funny.
Just dropping banana peels.
Yes, and he slips. He can't drive. What about when the remember Little Giants? When the guy needed to create space at the line of scrimmage, so he turned around and farted. Yeah.
Just fart?
We have a designated farter.
Yeah.
No? Yes?
Just make the end zone smell bad? Is that
no, to make the line of scrimmage smell bad, so he doesn't want to dive into it.
Super drunk D linemen that just puke all over the place as the ball snapped.
That's a good answer. It's just got to be some sort of diversion, because if you know, even when you know that the sneak is coming, it doesn't seem like you can stop it. So you have to do something to like.
Glock in the chat said dig a moat, I guess, really fast. Dig it. Just
a moat would work. I don't know why nobody's thought about a trench of some sort.
Have a knife hidden in your sock. Yeah. Stab.
A moat. Moats are funny in general.
Moats are pretty funny.
I'd love a moat around my house.
Yeah, it would.
It would be so inconvenient.
The upkeep would. I mean, the lazy river moat. I think when you're an adolescent. That's a daydream that most of us have had. In our
lazy
lives, right?
river going around your property.
Yeah, when I get older, I'm gonna have a lazy river moat, right?
God, yeah.
And a drawbridge leading to my front door.
A drawbridge, yes. Drawbridges are fun.
Drawbridges.
I always thought growing up that drawbridges would probably have a bigger role in my life than they end up doing. Like, there's not a lot of drawbridges in the world.
No, not a lot of private residences with drawbridges anymore. And I was led to believe. As
they were everywhere.
That they were, like all the rich people had them.
Yeah, the one of my big challenges in life was how do I get into a house with a drawbridge?
Yeah. But I guess like
you got to trick them into opening it. That's how you do it.
There has to be at least one episode of Cribs where some trashy celebrity had a drawbridge, and maybe that was it. Like someone tried it and we all saw it, And we were just like,
So you
that,
think
that
like
looks
Fred
terrible.
Durst had a
Yeah,
drawbridge?
Fred Durst had a drawbridge.
Come on in, guys. This is my
And
drawbridge.
as it lowered, it played Roland.
I can see that happening.
But why don't the Eagles just sneak every play? Why not?
Probably
Why not?
because they
Just-
would
just
kill
sneak-
their quarterback. Probably because their quarterback would die. And they kind of like him. And they would like him to be around.
Yeah,
He already hurts. I'm
it's
sorry.
a good.
Jesus.
Take a point away from Brandon.
That was terrible.
Why?
Take a,
Why?
that's a take a point away
Why?
from Brandon.
We're just throwing.
That's a
things
bad
in-
joke.
It's Friday.
But that's a bad that's a bad joke.
You're a bad joke.
That's a bad joke for the season 1 finale of Mostly Sports.
Oh my God! What a season it was.
We had a great season.
What a season it was. This is like. I mean, The Office first season only had 6 episodes.
That's true.
So our first season
we-
only had 4 episodes.
Yeah, we only had 4 episodes. That's a good point.
And
My-
The Office first season sucked as well.
My dad loves.
We are taking a 6-month break after this episode.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna.
We need to do
We're
the Office Diversity Day episode.
Yeah,
Just a straight reading of it.
Brandon's gonna get hair plugs.
Yep.
In the between season 1 and 2, like Steve Carell did.
Get my teeth fixed.
My dad loves telling the story. He coached junior high football once upon a time, and he opened the game running 8 quarterback sneaks.
Yeah.
And if you ask him why, he's like, I ran a quarterback. They received the kickoff. His team received the kickoff, and they the first play they ran was a quarterback sneak. And you can take that if you want. If that's more important than doing the show, go ahead. Go ahead. We can. No, we go ahead. You just let me know when you're ready, Brandon. You let me know. TJ, can we like drop the stream and we'll bring it back up when Brandon's ready? If we could.
Somebody
we could pause
DM me,
the-
man. Somebody DM me a clip of the show, and I was like, okay, that's my guy, FSU Brando. DM me a clip of the show. No, it's all right. It's all right. Let's go.
All right.
Your dad. I'm sorry. My dad used to love telling stories too, but he's dead.
He said that he opened the game running a quarterback sneak because he goes, I thought that would be the one play that they wouldn't see coming. Would be the very
it
first
work?
play. Yeah, and he's like, and it worked. So you know what he ran the second play?
QB sneak.
QB sneak, because he's like, no one in their right mind would run 2 in a row.
Right.
And it worked. Play
three?
3, he scored. he's like, I got stuck in a logic circle where I was just like, I have to run quarterback sneak every single
Now,
play.
when you
'cause
said it, say it worked. How does it work?
they scored a touchdown.
3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards?
They scored a touchdown.
They broke loose.
Yeah, they scored a touchdown on the opening drive, just running quarterback sneaks. Because he's like, after 6 quarterback sneaks, there's no way that they would think that I would run the 7. But God damn it, I did it.
You know what? You know what
I think
sucks?
the Eagles should do that. I think the Eagles should just sneak every play.
On Madden and NCAA and all the video game football, the QB sneak never really works.
No. There was an era of Madden when it was completely broken.
Really? And
Yeah.
yeah.
So there was an era where you could run it against just like a regular like non-goal line front with the really slow
And just find a hole.
But you could only do it with slow quarterbacks because then your line would get downfield and you would just kind of fall forward for 5 yards every time.
Huh.
Another thing that happened last night I want to talk to you about is
Oh yeah.
Michael Buffer. They brought Michael Buffer in to do the Let's Get Ready to Rumble.
Now, what are your thoughts about this? Because you said you want to talk about it, but you didn't tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, I was going to tell you my thoughts on the show.
Seems like that's the right place to do
Yeah,
it.
I think Michael Buffer, again, legend of the game.
Can we see it, TJ?
I can give you the audio.
I mean, if we can see it, that would help make your point.
I mean, it's Michael Buffer. I don't.
But you were going to make a comment on his performance, right?
I was going to make a comment on Michael Buffer in general.
Well, I thought it was his performance.
Seeing Michael Buffer.
See, if you'd been clear with me, we would have known that.
Seeing Michael Buffer outside of boxing or UFC or hearing the Let's Get Ready to Rumble, it doesn't play for me.
Really?
It doesn't
It
play for
needs
me.
to be in a fight scenario.
Yeah, it needs to be in a fight scenario.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
I think because I also know how the sausage is made a little too much. I know that Michael Buffer got paid $100 million to be there last night, and he didn't actually want to be there. And I think the lie I tell myself at boxing matches and UFC fights and all that is that Michael Buffer like lives in this arena and he just pops up and he's so fucking jacked to the tits to say let's get ready to rumble. But whenever he shows up at like game 2 of the NBA finals and does it, I kind of know that this is inauthentic.
I would argue that he might have the longest career ever for somebody with one skill, one marketable skill. Like the fact that he did the Ready to Rumble thing in the 90s was impressive and he became big. He's still doing it 33 years later. That's remarkable.
Who was it? Him or Bruce that started this? That's the
It was
other
him.
thing. They're
He
the
was
same-
first.
He was first.
He was first.
He's the OG Buffer.
They were also estranged for like 40
Okay,
years.
do you know the Buffer brothers
I
story?
don't. That's why I don't.
It's one
I
of
thought
the-
they were the same person for most of my life.
It's one of the craziest stories ever. So in 1989, Michael Buffer is doing a fight, maybe a Tyson fight. I don't know, but he's doing a fight. Bruce Buffer is watching it. Bruce Buffer is like, "Whoa, wait a minute!" And then Bruce Buffer, they have the same dad. They don't know they're brothers. They don't know they exist. Bruce Buffer's dad, I believe, says, "Yeah," and connects them, and they find out they've been brothers the whole time. They never met. They're both announcers. It's a wild ass story.
They saw him on TV. It was
Saw him on TV. He's like, "Hey, that's weird."
Then they both had the same last name. That would probably, or no, did they not?
Is
at the
Buffer
time?
a stage name? But I guess they would have had the same last name. But he would have been Buffer on TV. I don't know if Buffer's a stage name.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought
Would
they
you
were.
rather be Bruce or Michael Buffer?
I don't know the difference.
Okay.
I don't know what
Well,
the difference is between
Michael
the two.
is the Let's Get Ready to Rumble guy, and Bruce is the UFC guy.
What does Bruce do? What does he have a catchphrase?
It's time. Is it? It's time.
It's time.
I think that's what his is.
Something like that.
So Michael's better.
You think?
Let's Get Ready to Rumble is
Yeah, but Bruce-
iconic.
Bruce owns UFC now, which is a good thing to own.
Again, I say you asked me a question. Which one would I rather be? I know nothing about either one of these guys, other than that they just show up and say 4 words, and then they get paid a ton, right?
I would assume.
Don't they get paid
very well? Yeah.
A ton of money every time they.
What do you think
say,
Michael
"Let's get
Buffer's
ready to-"
net worth is?
I'm more interested. Can we see every time Michael Buffer says "Let's get ready to rumble"? Darren Rovell had to have tweeted about that at some point.
His fee. Michael
Yeah, what's
Buffer
his fee to show up at an Eagles game and say "Let's get ready to rumble"?
I have what he makes per match. Yeah, you got the same thing pulling up on your phone too. Yeah.
$400 million.
Gee. It says he makes between 25 and 100,000 every time he says those words.
Crazy.
Every time, and he says those words a lot.
And then they aren't a lot of words though.
Can I? What if we raised 25,000 and got him to come here and say it for us?
Start a sketch. To kick off an
Who says no? Do you say no?
Season 2 debut
Do you say no?
is Michael Buffer.
I mean, you got the money.
That's not a bad idea.
It's not the worst idea I've
That's
ever
not
had.
a bad idea. Connor, did you ever have a catchphrase when you were thinking of your broadcasting career?
We got to get him a catchphrase.
Did you ever sit around when you were like 12 years old and you thought you wanted to be a broadcaster? Did you ever like think, what would my catchphrase be?
No, there was a point where I was really obsessed with Anchorman, and so I did do the champ kind, like whammy. And then I realized I was just like copying somebody else. I was like,
Yeah.
this is dumb. No, I never really had one. So if we could think of one, that would be amazing. Because I don't have one.
Yeah.
I've never had one in
We're
my
using the
repertoire.
chat for another reason today, but I wouldn't mind the chat weighing in on catchphrases.
Yeah,
Like,
and-
what should Connor's catchphrase be?
Yeah, like, that's our goal for next week. Come up with his catchphrase.
We gotta hone in on what Connor's catchphrase would be.
Because also I didn't start doing play-by-play until college. And by that point, it was like, okay, well, I feel like it might be already too late.
Are you willing to adopt this catchphrase?
Yeah, no, I would do it. If the chat has a good recommendation.
Well, not right now. We'll do that.
Well,
The
yeah,
thing
we'll
about
do it later.
catchphrases is they are stupid at first, and then you just almost have to just. There's a window of time where there's the self-doubt creeps in, and you're like, did I really? You're Mike Breen, and you're looking in the mirror after like the 12th game that you've just been yelling bang.
Yeah.
And you're like, should I drop this? Like,
Yeah.
is yelling bang when a ball goes through a hoop really the move? But then if you persevere,
Yeah.
and it sticks, then you got something.
But what about the back half of that? Like the life cycle of a catchphrase, the first 30% is him trying to get it over, and then it's over and it's big. What about like now, 30 years, 40 years in his career? Do you think he's just tired of saying bang?
Yeah, that's
At some-
probably yeah.
Yeah,
You're
but
just-
because even 10 years after he announces, somebody's going to drag him out of mothball and say, do bang.
do
say
the bang thing.
Say bang.
Yeah.
Remember
But-
when you double banged?
Yeah, he did double bang.
Those
Steph
are the
Curry.
Steph Curry,
best calls ever is
yeah,
when he does the double
bang. Yeah, but the first time he did bang, like the color guy sitting next to him was probably like,
What?
"What the fuck are you doing,
What are you
dude?"
talking about?
Do we need to read the ad?
You know, I don't really view it as reading the ad. I view it as telling people about my friends at cars.com. What's this?
Michael
Cameo?
Buffer's on Cameo for $375 if we want pool some money, we might be able to
Oh,
get.
who are we? Ben Mintz?
We might
gotta
be
get
able
cameos
to. We
now?
might be able to get him
I
to Let's
would.
Get Ready to Rumble for us.
I would get sick of it. You would have to. Saying let's get ready to rumble.
$400 million, Titus.
That's true.
Why is
he doing
cameo?
$400 million.
Do you think the elites welcome him into the club? Like, because like he's got Illuminati money at this point.
But there are no.
He's got enough money to like, he's rubbing elbows with some rich fucks. Do you think like they are
No.
do you think it's cool that he's there, or do you think that they're like we have built our empires on slave labor? You just say let's get ready to rumble. Like we are not the same Michael Buffer.
But he has no peers, right? There's no bucket you can put him into. There's no other famous PA announcers.
Yeah.
He's the only one. Him and Bruce. They're the only ones. So it's like he doesn't have a social circle. It's just the Buffers.
Yeah, so you don't think he's going to
Hollywood parties.
the Michael Rubin White Party?
Him and he's hitting up. Can I use the word Riz?
You have permission to use
Permission to Riz.
Yeah, permission.
He's
for
Riz.
Brandon.
He's what's the girl?
Alex Earl.
No,
Wait, who are you talking about?
he's risen up Sydney Sweeney.
Oh.
You think he's doing that?
Brandon described. Brandon goes,
The girl with
"Who's the girl with the? You got a little arthritis in your hands there for a
Right.
second.
I'm
You're like-
sorry.
you're
I was just stretching out. But Sydney Sweeney's that girl, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you added that word to your arsenal now, Riz?
I'm asking permission. Can I use Riz?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I feel like that should be a live college football
Yeah,
show thing.
Riz,
Yeah.
say Riz.
Be like, yeah. say
That's what
like-
I thought you were
say
doing.
a guy's got moxie, he's got Riz. Like
Yeah.
he's a great quarterback.
All right. Riz.
risen
The
up
Risley
chicks on
Bear.
the weekend. Yeah.
It's not reading an ad. It's telling people about my friends at Cars.com. My God, can they help you? Cars.com is a leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars wherever life takes you next and whoever you're looking to be. There's a car for that at Cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added daily to Cars.com. Shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Cars.com, where to next? Now, you said this morning you had an idea for Mr. Griffin.
Yeah, my idea for him to read it today was the halftime report from the sideline reporter who was telling us shit that we don't really like. We all saw with our own eyeballs. Where it's like, I talked to the coach. John, I talked to the coach, and he said, "Hey, we got to clean up the fumbles.
Yeah.
We're giving the ball away. If we can clean that up in the second half, we'll be on to something." Meanwhile, on the other side, he said, "Hey, let's just keep doing what we're doing.
Let's do our job.
Let's just keep doing our job." So look for more of that in the second half. Like they all got like the same cadence of like.
Yeah, you're right. The end is like, look for more of that in the second half.
Yeah, is that a good prompt or no?
That's great. I just love how we're turning this into an improv bit every single day.
Hey,
which is
You do with it whatever.
we don't
you
have
want
to. No. We don't have
this
to.
is-
No. We don't have to. It's not. We don't have to. We don't have to.
This is
We
good.
don't have to. Okay. All right.
I want to be better at improv.
Okay,
So
all right.
this is putting me on my feet right here. All right. Halftime report. Thanks, Mark. I was talking to Cars.com earlier, and they told me that they are a leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car. Plenty of cars in their arsenal. They have a bunch on display. They're celebrating 25 years. It is their 25th anniversary of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars. Also, little side note, I was talking to Brandon earlier, and he said that he is looking to be somebody. And wherever life takes you next, wherever you're looking to be, whoever you're looking to be, there is a car for that on Cars.com. That's a little bit of an inside scoop that I got from Brandon earlier today. Last thing to keep a note on heading into this second half, they have up to 50,000 cars that are added daily to Cars.com. So shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Going to be very interesting to see how those possibilities develop here in the second half, what options they explore, and we're going to send it back to you guys in the booth. Thank you.
That was incredible. That was incredible.
Good idea,
Oh,
Mark.
that was
Yeah,
the
that
best
was
one
solid.
yet.
That was
That
solid.
was the best one yet. Oh my
Wow,
god.
that was good.
So good.
Felt like Aaron Andrews out there.
It was
good.
amazing. One quick announcement for the chat. Okay,
Okay.
we're kind of taking our time here. It's already 9:36. We're kind of just easing through this thing. We don't plan to stop at 10 today. We're just going to go until we go. Right?
I thought we had to be out by 10.
We don't have to be out by anywhere.
I thought someone else owns the 10 o'clock time slot.
Well, I mean,
Totally.
whatever. They can start whenever they want. We're going. We're gonna go, and we're gonna go, and we're gonna go, and we're gonna end.
We can just.
Might be 2-hour Fridays. Who knows?
Brandon, really quick before we move on, I did find you a drawbridge house.
Yes.
It's a castle in Michigan.
Oh my God. Where's the drawbridge though?
It's that little wood piece right there.
The
It
wood
retracts up.
is.
Oh, I see.
Does
I
it-
see.
Does it have functioning water? Does it draw over water? Is
It
just
does look like
a-
there's a hole for a moat
Yeah, it
there.
does look like it could.
Yeah.
It looks like water could. It could be like a waterfall. Oh, that's pretty sick.
2.3 million.
It is probably like in a subdivision too. It's not. It's
Yeah.
just like. It's not like out on
It's
a.
next door to Jim Harbaugh. He cuts the grass at this house.
Would that just scare the shit out of you to live in that place?
No, I could pull it off.
I
I've
feel
long
like
thought
that's
I need to live
spooky.
in a cat. What's going on with that room? Oh, that's a garage. Jesus. I thought those were beds. I never had one of those before. What? A bed.
Oh yeah. Okay. So it is out in the woods. That makes it cool. I was.
A moat, a waterfall, a drawbridge.
Go ahead.
I don't know what this word is. Elevator,
portcullis.
5 fireplaces, 6 new furnaces.
Okay,
Look
what-
up that word.
secret
Let's-
room. Secret room.
I got an idea
portcullis.
for what a portcullis might be. Is it one of those things you put your garbage on and you lower it down to the lowest floor?
I don't know.
Well, you need to know what a portcullis is. Somebody
It's the
strong, heavy grating that can be lowered down on grooves.
big.
Oh, that thing!
Oh, that's badass.
Oh, yes.
That needs a better name.
That does
Portcullis.
need a better name. Fuck.
Portcullis.
That's awesome.
That thing rules.
Look at this dude. Holy shit!
What's he doing?
This guy rules. Is a sword?
He's got a sword.
He's
give
dressed
this
like
guy a sword.
Gaston.
Yeah.
If you do live in a house like that, you have to.
You have to have a sword.
You have to have a sword.
You have to have a collection of swords, probably.
Yeah. You have to just go all in on the
You
lifestyle.
have to eat mutton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should go to medieval times.
I want to go to this
Dude,
house. I want to tour this house.
This isn't the house, is it? This is just a different. Yeah, this is just another portcullis.
Yeah,
There's a lot of portcullises in the world.
Where did he get that outfit?
Oh my god.
He's got like a waiter's jacket on and leather pants.
And what's the? Oh my god. that's-
Yeah, portcullis. That's a good thing. What can I see? What and
He's just showing off.
can I see one last time what all that house had?
Yeah.
Portcullis. And we're saying that word definitely wrong, right?
Yeah.
For show.
It's like porticulus or something.
Let's see. Hidden staircase, wine cellar, Tudor style pub, hidden passageways, hidden doors, secret rooms. I don't know if I want to.
like
what is the number one like? Assuming all this is just stupid shit that you don't really need.
Right.
What's the number one thing you would do in your house? Like this is all a little tacky.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, but it's also kind of cool when you're 12 years old. What's like the number one thing you as an adult you're saying like I actually would do that.
I would like a
think-
half court basketball the bottom floor of my house be that.
Yeah, half court basketball. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
Just play at all times. Bowling lane would be cool too, though.
Like one. Yeah.
Yeah,
just
one for me
bullet,
that,
yeah.
that always fixes itself. Putting green. Would you do a putting green?
Inside the house. Yeah. I can't get the idea out of my head of the secret bookshelf. You pull the
yeah.
book and it like slides. Like,
Where's it
I
go
actually
to?
think I would have.
What
that,
are you
and-
going to put back there?
I don't know. My fuck palace. I just
But what about your main fuck palace?
I got the secret fuck
I
palace.
got 2 fuck palaces. Hey babe, tonight
tonight.
let's go pull the bookshelf.
Tonight, why don't you pull where the sidewalk ends off the bookshelf? Let's see what happens next. And she pulls it, and then she turns around. She's like, "Oh,
Okay.
oh."
This guy.
Anything else from the Vikings Eagles game?
No, I think we.
I feel like that's my function on the show. Is
I
just
think
like
40 minutes
every
of
so often we
Eagles
just, like-
Vikings is enough.
I don't think it was 40 minutes of Eagles Vikings. I think it was a lot of portcullis.
College football.
Okay,
Bad schedule, and I'm
is a
okay
bad-
saying it's a bad schedule.
you love saying it's a bad schedule.
I
think
love
it's
that.
bad
but
schedule,
as a-
Brandon.
You're a college basketball guy, correct?
Correct.
I think your sport does a lot better job in the first couple of weeks when most teams are playing Illinois State and Evansville and bad teams. It at least pulls out some of the primetime teams and says, hey, Kentucky, play Kansas. Duke,
Yeah.
play Gonzaga. And it makes sure that the first few weeks are filled with some matchups that are going to
It's
get you
because-
interested. And college football doesn't do that.
It's because college basketball has had a postseason tournament for a very long time, and as such, we have rewarded teams that will play a difficult schedule. So
yeah.
there's college football is still stuck in like we're not ready week 1.
We're not going to risk
it's
ourselves.
It's not our final
yeah.
form. So if week 1 or week 2 we play a tough game and we lose, we're out of the national championship contention, which is not true. You would have thought Ohio State winning the national championship after losing at home to Virginia Tech
Yeah.
would have like busted that wide open. Everyone would have said, "Oh, we can
But so
afford to
many
lose."
of these
It did not happen really.
of the best teams, just like Michigan hasn't played anybody yet, Ohio State hasn't played anybody yet. Georgia at least played South Carolina this week.
Ohio State went on the road and played a conference team and won by 20. And how can I get a list of all the
Let's
teams?
get you some credit for beating Indiana. Let's do that. Let's get you some credit for beating Indiana.
Can I get a list of all the teams that have gone on the road in conference and won by 20 plus? Can I get a list of all the teams in college football that have done that?
It's week 3. Okay.
So if we would have just stayed at home and played Western Kentucky and won by 70, that would have been better.
We stayed at home and played Youngstown State and beat them by 28.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I respect the fact that it was week 1, like starting the year off.
Yeah.
On the road against a conference opponent, but Indiana's garbage.
Garbage.
What makes you think they're garbage?
Garbage.
What makes you think they're garbage? What if they're actually good?
They're
Ohio State
Indiana. They've been garbage for most of the last century. Tomorrow you got Penn State, Illinois, LSU, Mississippi State.
Read some schedules.
Kansas State, Missouri. I do think. Okay, so college football does have a knack for when it throws a Saturday at you that you think is going to be bad, it'll throw some chaos at you.
Yeah.
And now it might be a little early for chaos, but upsets could happen. I like Missouri to possibly beat Kansas State.
That's also confirmation bias, though. I think we say that going into every shitty slate, and then
to try to make ourselves.
80% of them are just as shitty as we thought they would be, and then once every so often one pops off, and then we're like, that's why you got to watch every week. You just never know.
I think Florida could beat Tennessee. I think Missouri very well can beat Kansas State. Minnesota, North Carolina, I guess is kind of interesting. South Carolina, Georgia is kind of interesting in the fact that Kirby had to lie and make up ways to motivate his team and his fan base. Colorado State now has the thing about Colorado State coach saying that shit about Deion.
Yeah.
Which it's just bizarre. Like, Deion is going to take whatever you say and motivate his players with it. Just don't say anything.
It's bizarre for now. What if Colorado State beats Colorado? Then it's going to be like one of the most ballin'
crazy
moves ever.
A fucking genius.
Yeah. Right?
That would be awesome.
I mean, he made people care about a game that's like a 20-point spread.
That's true. Okay, fair enough. All right, what else? I want you to look at this college football thing.
What?
TJ, what I sent you, the text I sent you this morning of that picture? Mm-hmm. Could you, TJ?
Yep.
Could you,
Read some more games.
Did you see this?
Read the.
Well, no, we're going to talk about this. Auburn, Hugh Freeze. Remember Hugh Freeze, the preacher, the Baptist preacher that became Ole Miss's coach, and,
Yeah.
and the guy that they fired because he was calling hookers and getting pussy on the side?
Yeah.
He's at Auburn now, and he's doing this. Coach Hugh Freeze is down in the water baptizing his players. It's impossible not to root. Why do they keep falling for this shit? Why do they keep falling for his act? Why do they keep falling for this? I don't understand how this man tricks these people and runs this script everywhere he goes. How does this happen? He's a football coach. Why is he in the water baptizing that kid? Why like the kid's making the decision to get baptized, to get into church. Why does he need his football coach there? That's crazy.
It's the South.
It is. No, it's not the South. You don't see Lane Kiffin ain't baptizing nobody. Nick Saban ain't baptizing nobody. Nothing.
Listen, I don't want to pile on your region of the country, but if there is one region of the country where you can just be a total fucking scumbag and just like show up and
keep in mind Mel Tucker exists.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But is Mel Tucker baptizing people? Is Mel Tucker trying to convince people that
doing it on the phone? he's phone baptism.
If there's one part of the country where you can be a total scumbag Monday through Saturday and then show up, and as long as you're sitting in the pew on Sunday, everybody's like, what a godly man he is.
This guy. Yeah, he's living right. Y'all need to pay attention to this guy.
It is the South. If there's a 1B, it's where I'm from. It is the Midwest.
I mean,
so I will grant you that.
Most of Indiana and the South are very, very.
I will grant you that,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, this is unsurprised. This is Righteous Gemstone shit.
I haven't watched that show. Is it good?
You would love it. Oh my god, you would love it.
I see the clips on TikTok, and the Baby Billy clip, is that Righteous Gemstones? And I'm like, that looks like
dude,
a show
that show is tailor made for you.
Yeah.
You would love you would watch that show and you'd be like, I know every single one of these
I
characters.
might have to watch it.
Every single one of these characters is someone I know personally.
I've always felt Danny McBride was a lot. He's in it, right?
A lot?
Isn't he a lot?
Like a lot of talent?
Eastbound and Down was very
Like
funny
a-
for the first two seasons, and then it was just. What? Why are you
You
mad?
know who's a lot is Bill Cosby.
Oh, whoa.
You know who's a lot is that guy. And that's your God.
You don't take
That's the guy that-
Heathcliff Huxtable didn't do shit to anybody. All right. Damn. Just relax, everybody.
Danny McBride rules. Danny McBride
Okay.
has gotten to a point
I
where
asked you a question. I didn't make a statement.
Danny McBride has gotten to the point where I will literally watch anything he's involved in. If that Aquaman trailer last night, if it would have popped up and said a Danny McBride joint, I would have been like, oh, I changed my mind. I'm going to see this.
Danny McBride showing up in an Aquaman trailer would
yeah.
be funny.
Yeah, I would have been like, all right, I'm gonna go. Danny McBride produced
What's
this?
up, dudes?
Yeah.
That would be.
Danny McBride is to Hollywood what Nick and KB are to Barstool Sports.
That's an
like-
incredible analogy
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something shitty. Like if you would have.
So Barstool outside of them just sucks.
If you have a shitty joke and I take a point away from you, and then you're like, Nick gave me that joke,
It's immediately.
everyone in the chat would be like, give Brandon points.
Here's the problem with
Brandon
Nick.
Boyd.
Here's the problem with Nick. He's so funny that when I do have a good joke, the rare occasion I have a good joke, the chat immediately says, well, Nick wrote that joke.
Nick wrote
Brandon." That happens all the time. If I blog, that's why I don't blog. If I blog and I put some funny stuff in there, Nick wrote this blog for Brandon.
Nick gave you that.
And some, did he? Yeah, usually.
Yeah, he did.
Right.
But that's not the point.
That's not-
the point
you
is,
shouldn't know that.
yeah, but that's how Hugh Freeze gets away with this. Is that this is a.
But
this
how
is
do
a
you get away
formula.
with it after
Carpetbagging's been going on for.
I'm almost certain
decades.
that's not carpetbag.
It's not, but it's like the same family. It's the cousin of carpetbagging. Of just
It's
like
grifting.
you're grifting the dumb Southerners.
I don't know why you turned it into a South thing.
Because it always had.
Why are you so regionalist?
Because every time
You're a
shit like
regionalist
this
piece
happens,
of
it's
shit.
the South. Show me the videos of like a scumbag that's like in New York City.
No,
that,
because
like,
it also happens at
is
Clemson
also-
and Dabo, and that's not in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Hickory dickory dock.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's the worst thing ever. God, you know what he's talking about?
What?
The Dabo TikTok.
No.
We got to pull that.
We
up.
got to pull that up, TJ.
Yeah, Brian Kelly
It's the most cringe.
doing his.
Brian
recruiting
Kelly was in
videos.
Indiana when he killed a
I
kid.
know, and then you know a lot of the people in the Midwest were like, "Get this scumbag out of here," and then the South was like, "What?
You know, a guy's phony when he gets to the South, and even the South is like, "Whoa,
Yeah, I know,
this
I know
this
that.
is a little bit. This is a lot. This is
Yeah,
much."
the South did call this out immediately.
Yeah,
I
I said,
will.
no, you can't.
Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock.
You've never seen
Sweeney's
this?
got that drip, and now he's on TikTok.
What? This is AI. This is not real. This is not real.
That's the worst thing that's ever happened.
What?
He should have been fired that night. You've never seen that?
No.
Do it again.
Oh my God.
Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock.
Why'd he say it like
Coach
that?
Sweeney's got that drip, and now he's on TikTok.
Oh my God. I have my I have my request for Connor's next ad read.
Maybe.
Carbs.com with 50,000 possibilities.
Oh fuck.
In fairness, that was when they were winning at least. So if he was corny, like he had stuff to back it up. Now,
This is what I say all the time when you see wild shit coming out of college football is that winning cures everything.
Yeah.
I've made one trip to College Station, Texas in my life. 99.9% of the time I was there, I was like, this is fucking wild. This is
Yeah.
this is a cult right in front of our very eyes.
Right.
Every building looks like a Russian prison. The people were nice, but that's how a cult works. That's how they get you into the cult. is
Sure.
They're super nice to you. So like
Yeah, they got to be appealing.
they were rolling out the red carpet for me, and every tailgate was like, "Yeah, come on in, buddy. What do you need?" And I was like, "This place is very nice, but I see what's going on here.
Right.
This is fucking crazy." I went to the Midnight Yell.
Mm-hmm.
I was gobsmacked at what was going on, and then they beat Bama, Brandon, on a last-second field goal, and everyone ran on the field.
You're like, I get it.
And I was like, "This is pretty sick. Like, this is pretty sick." They beat the number one team in the country on a last-second field
Did you
goal. I
take
was
like 2 steps toward the running on the field? Like, oh no, I guess I'm not one of the cult.
No, I
'cause
ran
they
on
don't
the
have
field.
me. Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah.
well, never mind.
I by that time I was like, I'm drinking this Kool-Aid. But yeah, I think that's how it works in college sports. It's like everything looks
Especially the South.
if you're winning, everything that is stupid and cult-like is explainable. It's like, yeah, it's
But
fine.
I don't think USC, if Lincoln Riley wins a national championship, they're gonna allow him to just act however he wants and say the dumbest
Right,
stuff.
that's what I'm saying.
Like
It's
it is in the South, and you know, if you go to the South and you tap your Bible a couple times, you're their guy for life.
Yeah.
So,
But again, the South also dominates college football, so
maybe we
ipso
got it
facto,
right.
maybe you're the ones that got it right.
Maybe we got it right.
Maybe that's part of the deal. Maybe
Maybe
if,
we're
like,
better than y'all.
Maybe if the other coaches were baptizing their players.
Well, Auburn ain't winning shit.
That's true.
Do you want to do chat in the hat?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
How is this going to work?
it's your idea.
Yeah, no. But that's what
You came up with it.
I came up with a name.
Okay, get the top hat. All right.
So we're trying to figure out what to use the top hat for.
So-
We landed on just like random shit,
random shit segments,
prompts.
prompts that you want us to do. We're going to write them down on a piece of paper, and we're going to put them in the hat. And every day we're going to draw one, right?
Yeah. So like basically, and then I thought I also want to get the chat involved. But the chat is still nice to us because there will come a time where probably season 2 debut next week,
Right.
where the chat's like,
Fuck these guys.
I don't like the changes.
Have
they
these guys
made.
fallen off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Season 1 was a lot better.
Yeah. Kate's the fucking worst.
Kate's not even on the show. Yeah, get Kate off this fucking show. Kate's literally never made an appearance. So while the chat's still nice to us, I thought we should get them involved with something. And yeah, that was the idea I came up with, is chat in the hat. So like,
So prompts.
we get the prompts
submissions,
from the chat and then we put it in the hat.
Yeah.
things for us to do, things for us to act out, things for us to say, maybe something for Connor to say.
Yeah, and then starting season 2, we will draw out of the hat like every so often.
It
we'll
could just be
draw stuff out of the hat.
just be a name to start guys naming dudes. Whatever you want, you may submit them now. Are they already submitting, TJ?
Submissions can go into the live chat. I probably won't be able to write a bunch of them down, but if you put them in the comments below, or if you reply to us on social, on Twitter at Mostly Sports, everywhere else at Mostly Sports Show, put it somewhere where we can find it. Submissions for topic ideas, activity ideas outside of the office, guys naming like dudes.
Yeah, you
topic
guys
starters,
naming dudes topics.
hypotheticals, sports or otherwise.
All of them, yeah. Good, TJ.
A whole mix of ideas.
A plethora.
Yeah, and we'll credit you if we pull out your idea.
I don't think anyone's done this one before, but someone in the chat said we should do a case race.
Oh, wow.
Like how would that work though? What do you do? Like, what is a case race?
So you just get like some beer and we drink it. And it was just
What if
live.
it's
We
not a
ripped.
case race? What if we do a case race and we both have to solve a murder and it's a race to see who does it first? That's a play on case race, yes?
What if we listen to a murder investigation podcast while doing a case race?
Okay. Now that we're on this idea,
We
what
mash
if
the two ideas together.
What if we both murder someone and we see how long it takes
And
to
then you
get to
solve-
trial?
Yeah.
We see how long the case race. Because if you murder like 5 people, you're going to trial quickly.
I'm very. You know what, TJ? You know what I'm going to do for
Are you
you? 'Cause
tired?
you know what I'm going to do for you because it's Friday.
Oh my God, you're about to.
I'm going to take a point away from myself because I just now picked up on what you meant by case race.
Okay.
I
All
just
right.
now picked up. I'm going to do that for you, Brandon. I'm going to do that for you.
Are you going to also award me a point?
I'll give you a point. I'll give you a point.
I think I'm winning now.
I think you might be winning. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking Friday.
If you win, I have a 3-1 series lead, I believe, because I won the first
Most
3.
dangerous lead in sports.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I think it's really
the
interesting.
regular season's over.
That is true. That's true.
That's right.
We
Damn.
Reach
reset the
top of the
standards.
table, yeah.
So I'm the season 1 champion.
TJ, you got anything? For me?
Somebody said, where do I send ideas?
Just in the chat.
In the chat.
You're in the chat right now, dude.
On
Chat, where you're
social,
at.
in the comments.
If you're watching on replay, YouTube comment.
However you
That's
just
like
said-
calling somebody and asking for their phone number.
Another thing you wanted to do on Fridays. So that's chat in the hat. So we're not gonna do it right now. We'll fill up the hat. But we're gonna start on Monday, right? We're gonna start drawing out of the hat.
Yeah.
We'll start
yeah,
drawing out of
yeah,
the hat. So
yeah.
we'll compile them over the weekend.
Connor will go back through these with a fine-tooth comb and write
Yeah,
them all
Connor.
down.
I would
Sorry,
love to.
you can't watch any football this weekend. You have to
That's
lock yourself in a room and read the chat.
That's the funny part about next weekend. I'm going to Oregon for roof ball.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest slate of college football games.
Are you
over
going
the-
to Champaign tomorrow?
I am not. I was thinking about it. I'm probably going to go to Evanston for Penn State Northwestern in a couple weeks.
Champagne's just right down the road.
Evanston is even shorter.
Okay.
Everybody in the college football world punted on Illinois, Penn State after they saw Illinois, Kansas.
Yeah.
Fox was like, we're going, Champaign, we're coming. And then they watched the Kansas Illinois
Psych.
game. They said, Champagne, fuck you.
Well, we still have Joel Klatt and Gus Johnson on the call.
I have a
Which
I have a take about Champaign, not the drink, the city, the town.
Yeah.
I living in the South and my whole life, I thought the University of Illinois and Champaign. I thought Champaign was like right outside Chicago, and it was like kind of urban, and it was like a suburb or something like that.
Because it's Urbana, right? Champaign Urbana.
Sure,
That'll
why I thought that. But
that'll trip you up.
that son of a bitch is in the middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere.
That's in a cornfield.
It smells like cow shit.
It is in the middle
Yeah.
of fucking nowhere.
It
Like
is.
it is a rural motherfucker.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough place to play.
Like
when
you
you're
get an hour south of Chicago, you enter a cornfield and you don't leave it until 6 hours later.
Yeah, it was not a fun road trip.
Mm.
When you play there, there's really nothing going on. It's
You mean when you go there?
huh?
Not really when you played there because you didn't play.
Yeah. But that's why I can speak to it, because like I would, the night before games I wasn't. You think a bad boy like me was paying
But
attention?
they
to
were
curfew?
good. They were good as fuck back then. Was that a fun trip?
No, fuck no. I played against Illinois.
Really?
I got a block shot against
Was it a
Illinois.
couple
Pull
years-
up that. Is that highlight somewhere? Can we play that?
Almost certainly not.
I'm gonna get that footage, and we'll just. That's one of my favorite Kimmel bits. Was Kimmel will have like guests on, and they'll be like, we got a clip of your new movie. Let's take a look, and then
Yeah.
he plays him hitting a home run in a Celebrity All-Star game.
We should reach out to the Ohio State video department and see if we can
Get
a
everything
cut-up.
we got,
Yeah,
yes.
we need
Literally
all-
everything you have.
All Mark Titus footage.
Give
We
me
need
all
it.
your footage.
They
No, I
send
had
us
a-
back a 17-second clip.
Yeah, I had a block shot when we played Illinois, but
Did you?
I can speak to the road trips, Brandon, because like when we would play on the road, I would go out.
Now,
and-
what kind of
and
block
go
shot?
Check
Were-
out
were you-
check out the scene. In
were you-
Illinois, there was nothing going
Were
on.
you trailing a guard and he went up for a layup and you blocked it?
No.
What? Okay, he shot
Help
a
side.
three and you, huh?
Help side rim protection.
Really?
I swear to God, it was
Okay.
like my dude was camping out in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm as you do. Ball you man. I got eyes on both. I got the guns out. I'm pointing
Yeah.
at the ball, pointing
Right.
at the man. I'm straddling the midline. You
Yeah.
know, as you do. You got to have 1 foot over the midline,
Sure.
because if they throw the skip pass, I can still close out.
Got it.
You get it. Guy drives, beats his man, because honestly, the rest of my teammates weren't great at defense.
And they
weren't
collapse
as good
on
as
him.
I was. Yeah, so the guy guarding him on the perimeter gets beat off the dribble, and I was like, "Fear not, buddy.
Here I am.
Here I am." And the guy looked, and he's like, "I got a dopey ass white boy in front of me. I'll just like rise up and hit a layup
And
over
you threw
him."
that shit.
And I stuffed it right back in his fucking face.
You have 2 career blocks. Do you know who the other one was against?
Great
I think
question.
I might. It was a Kentucky school, wasn't it?
It was a Kentucky school.
Was it Eastern
It was
Kentucky?
Eastern
Let's
Kentucky.
go. Let's go. Dude, that one I stuffed the dude's shit. I think that one was like I blocked it with my wrist. I was a good shot blocker, but not like I wasn't athletic. I think it was everybody, just like I just said, like everyone looked at me and was like, this guy, there's no way this guy can jump over a
They
phone book.
discounted
They
you.
did,
and, yeah.
I want to know if you
And I had
remember,
good
like,
timing.
everything.
I had good timing.
Do you remember like you have a couple box score?
I had
registered
a
stats.
I had a game we played a dozen trivia game. Well, yeah, I can't tell you the results of that, but everybody knows that we're playing. So if I say this story, it's gonna spoil
Yeah, 'cause
one of
we-
the questions on the dozen.
Yeah.
But there is a question about you on the dozen, and
Yeah, we both won our dozen matches.
right, and
that's
we're,
not a
we're
spoiler.
playing- That's not a
already happened.
spoiler. But
We're playing each other.
the game that came up, you knew that you played in it, but you didn't remember that you got an assist. That's not a part of the question.
Yeah.
I went up and looked at the game later, and you had an assist in that game. You didn't remember that.
Yeah.
But
There's
assist is assist can get a little to where you don't really remember.
I had one that I threw an oop to Dave Lighty and got an and one.
Really?
That was fucking awesome. That was you and I have talked before about like dunking as a white man.
Yeah.
The feeling you get, the rush you get
It's an amazing
is an
feeling.
amazing feeling. I would say playing at a Big Ten school and you catch an outlet pass and you're not really sure what you're doing
Yeah.
and you're dribbling the ball off the floor and like your instinct is like we should run out the clock, but also the whole arena's yelling shoot and you're just like what the fuck do I do with it, and you're jittery about it, and then you see a teammate streaking down the court and you just throw it up and you're like, please God,
How
help
far
me.
did you throw it?
So the play was it's on YouTube somewhere in like some like a highlight package of mine somewhere. I know I could find it eventually, but I was at the 3-point line, and the crowd was yelling shoot, and then I went up like I was going to shoot it, and then I just like threw it up to the rim, and Dave Lighty caught it and dunked it and got an and one. And that feeling that's better than me dunking, honestly, because
you initiate that play. Yeah, I get
well,
it.
also, like, I don't throw oops. Like,
Yeah.
at least dunking, I practice on my own in the backyard. But, like, in my high school, I wasn't exactly throwing oops to people.
Because
so,
you were
like,
catching them.
Yeah, well, that feeling was great, though. That was a. Any other highlights of mine you want to talk about?
This did look like a jump
I like
shot.
this
I
segment.
found it.
Great segment,
I can
guys.
send it to TJ.
Great segment. This is a fun segment. We should do this more often. What else am I good at?
I did suggest to Connor that for social we should do like Tony Snell type graphics, like on this date Mark Titus dropped 0 0 0.
Did not. Yeah. On this day in history, Titus did nothing. Did you watch TGIF? Was that a integral part of your?
Well, first of all, we didn't. Yes, I did. I very much did. And I never watched Boy Meets World, so I would go.
What was the slate? What was the TGIF
Okay,
slate?
so
What were the shows?
I'm going to give you one. I think it went Full House. No. Family Matters was first. Family Matters, Step by Step, Full House, Boy Meets World was one of the Friday slates. Hanging with Mr. Cooper got in there later.
Okay.
And that was a pretty good show. I can't remember any other shows, but I know Family Matters was first. Step by Step was second, because one time Urkel flew out of the Family Matters house in a jetpack and landed in the Step by Step backyard in the next episode.
Whoa.
That happened, yes. Whoa. Yeah. So, and then I think Full House was at 8 o'clock. Yeah, there you go. I watched Full House. I watched TGIF. Yeah, sure did. Family Matters better than Full House.
Here we go. Look.
Whoa.
Look at this. Look at this.
Whoa.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that assist.
Is this just your assist clips?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that face. Look at that. Look at that.
You did look like you weren't sure what to do before.
Look at that
happened.
cheese dick. Look at that guy.
That doesn't look like the same person.
It does not, dude.
Yeah, you did not look like you were sure what to do on that fast break.
No, I wasn't sure. I was not sure, and I threw it up just like I blacked out. I just kind of was like, I don't know what happened.
What do coaches tell you to do in that situation? Because you guys are up 30 when you're in there, but the arena does yell shoot every time you get the ball.
Every time.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I came up with the trillion. I didn't come up with the trillion concept, but I came up with the idea of like trying to get the trillion. Like the trillion was a bad thing until I was like, no, it's not. This is what we should be striving for this. And the whole reason I did was because of that very thing. Was like, I don't want to shoot. I don't want to fucking airball. This is going to be embarrassing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna say that the goal is actually to do nothing, and that way everyone will cheer for me to do nothing. And it worked, because by the time I was a senior, I remember getting in one game. We were playing in St. John Arena, and I got a rebound off a free throw, and the place started booing. And that was awesome.
What's your
Never
alternative?
the
What's your alternative there? Like the rebound comes off and you just watch it bounce.
Put my hands
Whoa,
behind my
whoa,
head.
whoa, whoa!
Yeah. My hands were tied. I had to do it. Yeah, TGIF was fun. Wasn't that fun?
NBA Jam is 30 years old. Turns 30 this week.
What did it debut on? Super Nintendo?
No, the
arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it came to
the
Super Nintendo.
The first like home video game was Super Nintendo, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the
So we were on a school trip for Model Security Council in Oxford, Mississippi, or maybe it might have been Future Problem
For
Solving.
what?
Model Security Council. That was in Starkville. Y'all don't remember Model Security Council? Y'all didn't do that?
What are you
Paul,
saying?
are you Paul
Model?
Blart?
Are you saying model or mole?
Model Security
Oh, I
Council.
thought you said mall.
No.
I thought you said mall.
Nobody did UN
Check
Model
the tape.
Security.
You said mall security.
None of y'all have ever seen UN Model Security?
No.
That
I've
might
heard of
be
Model UN, but I've
Yeah.
never heard of.
Oh, that's
Model
what we called it.
Security?
That's what we
Yeah,
called it.
security is throwing me off.
Okay.
I thought you were.
It was
Paul
called the Security
Blart,
Council
Paul
of the
Blart.
UN. Okay, Model UN then.
Okay.
That's what y'all call it. Okay. We did Model UN, then we did Future Problem Solving in Oxford. And we were in Oxford, and we went to the mall that night, and they had this machine, this arcade machine that had basketball on it, and I went and looked and started playing it, and NBA Jam was the greatest thing I'd ever seen in my fucking life.
Yeah.
It was the greatest thing ever in my life. Who's the best team?
I used to, when I was a kid, I would play with the Blazers. I would play with Terry Porter
the
and Clyde
Blazers?
Drexler. Yeah.
That's not one that I've ever heard as
Yeah.
one.
Well,
I mean,
'cause
you got the
here's why.
Hornets,
Can
Larry
I-
Johnson, Morning. You got the Jazz.
I was gonna
Okay.
make my case. I was
Okay.
gonna make
Go ahead
my
and
case.
make your case. Make your case.
Clyde Drexler could dunk. His dunks were all the way up.
Everybody in the game could dunk.
Clyde Drexler's dunks were all the way up.
Okay.
He shattered the backboard. He could dunk from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He had that. He was Clyde Drexler was basically, at least for the Super Nintendo game, Clyde Drexler was and the way I saw it, he was Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
So the theory I told myself.
Also, kind of was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was discount Michael Jordan in real
He
life.
didn't get
but
enough
then
credit. He would dunk from the free throw line in a fucking game.
That literally never happened once.
He dunked.
That never happened
Against the
once.
Lakers, he dunked one step inside the free throw line.
So not from the free throw line then.
Close. Can I do a little hyperbole? Just a little hyperbole? No, are we not doing any hyperbole on the show?
Hyperbole.
You tell me if we're not doing it.
So Drexler was Jordan basically on the game.
Could
And
Terry
then
Porter shoot?
Terry Porter was fast and he could steal the ball. So I would use Terry Porter on defense, hold down the turbo, and then he'd get the steals and have the speed, and then he'd throw it to Drexler and he'd dunk it.
What about Stockton Malone? They did the same thing.
Stockton was white and
He
it
was
just
white.
like it,
Still is.
Yeah, he still is.
Still is.
And it just like didn't.
We
I
should,
didn't. No matter, he wasn't as fast.
we should call John Stockton and accuse him of still being white. Hey, buddy.
We should book John Stockton on this show.
Just go over his whiteness.
And just go for like.
He's got to be on Cameo.
Who's the most? John Stockton doesn't
It
feel like
buffers
somebody. He definitely saved his money. Like he lived in a 2-bedroom ranch in Utah. Like there's no chance John Stockton doesn't have his money still.
But then when I got older, I realized that when Steph Curry taught me that 3 is worth more than 2, I did start playing with the Warriors, and Chris Mullin from the corner
So good.
does not miss.
Yeah. Reggie Miller also very good. No,
I'm-
on the game, not in real.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm anti Reggie Miller.
Are you?
Yeah, that's one of my.
I think he's overrated.
That's one of my stances I have.
Reggie
I'm
Miller
just-
bad.
Yeah, I just like growing up in the '90s in Indiana. I was the only kid that didn't like Reggie Miller. But it got me in trouble a lot with my friends.
Got
but,
you beat up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. What else?
How often do you guys think about the Roman Empire?
Oh yeah, I saw this was a thing.
I rarely ever.
Really?
Yeah, rare. Do you ever think about the Roman Empire?
Like not. I guess how would you? Just thinking about like the Colosseum count. Just thinking about the movie Gladiator count.
I'd say so.
Just thinking about
Our
our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
intricate road
and
systems.
his dealings with the Romans. Does that count? Because if you count all of that, then yeah, I think about it pretty often.
What about using like Roman numerals,
Yeah,
which I never do. I don't know why I brought it up.
I thought the Super Bowl was going to stop that. I thought Super Bowl 50.
It's beyond the pale at this point, right? Like
Yeah, it's a fucking joke, dude. Like, good luck trying to figure out. Like, good luck going to someone's Wikipedia page and seeing that like Terry Bradshaw won Super Bowl whatever, and then trying to figure
Yeah.
out what year that was.
And then WrestleMania won't
WrestleMania-
stay consistent. They did Roman numerals for the first like 8 or 9,
Yeah.
and then they just stopped.
yeah,
Then they stopped. When did they stop? I think they stopped at, I don't know, 14 maybe, 15, somewhere in there, because they definitely had the.
it's
X
so annoying trying to figure out like
Seven.
what year did Nick Foles win the Super Bowl, and then it says Super Bowl XVI. L,
I think there's L now, yeah, XLI, yeah.
And then I'm like, well, that doesn't answer the question. I'm trying to remember what year that was, buddy.
Super Bowls are very confusing to figure out when and where they were. I mean, not where, but when they are.
If you use Roman numerals, it's a dead giveaway to me that you never thought that this had staying power. That you were just like, this
true.
is Super Bowl. Because when Super
Maybe
Bowl
we
II
can get to 10. Maybe.
the first Super Bowl comes around that's just called Super Bowl. It probably wasn't Super Bowl 1.
Right.
Super Bowl 2,
Let's put 2.
let's put 2 of them
Yeah.
because that does look sexy.
Yeah. And then 3 looks even
3
sexier.
looks even sexier.
Yeah. Then 4, you start with the V.
Yeah, it's IV.
Yeah.
And
And then V.
then V. And at this point, it's like, uh-oh.
Okay. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. We got to get to that X at least. Because the X is cool. Super
The
Bowl
X
X.
is cool. Yeah. But now it's a joke. Now it's just an absolute joke.
Was
trying
there
to
a
figure
Super
out-
Bowl XXX?
There was. That'd be Super Bowl
30. Right.
No,
But did
yeah.
they go away from the XXX? Because that also
I
means
thought they
porn.
did, right? I thought
WrestleMania, they
Yeah,
did.
but was porn like online porn like? So
Well, porn
old
existed
school-
before.
Yes, I'm aware of porn
Okay.
existed
Yeah.
before the internet, but was it
1996,
like addressed as XXX?
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
like was it?
Yeah, it was
okay.
always.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
always.
But XXX was also
That's
booze.
how movie theaters were.
Isn't a cartoon jug of moonshine XX, or is that just XX?
That's just XX, I think.
XX.
I'm almost certain
That's
it's just
two
XX.
X's.
Yeah.
They did do Super Bowl XXX.
I haven't really seen cartoon jugs of moonshine recently.
No.
though. Tommy, I mean, TJ, I do want.
Tommy, whoa,
No.
whoa.
You'll understand why
Is that
I say
like when you
that.
call your teacher dad?
You'll understand why I say that. TJ, the Tommy clip.
Oh.
I do want a sound effect on when he exits the scene. I want that whoosh sound effect when he exits because that's very, very funny.
You play fantasy football?
I don't. You've asked
Like
me
with
that
the-
multiple times, and I do not play it. I don't. I don't fucking play it, Mark.
Okay.
I don't fucking play fantasy football.
I asked you off air. I thought on air.
Different question.
It's a different question. Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys play fantasy football?
Yeah.
Well, the
But-
nerdy McNerd over here. Of course, they play fantasy football.
But at the same time, I like to stick to one league. I don't like to do multiple leagues and having to root for different players and then root against the same. It's
Can I just show you something, Titus?
oh yeah.
You just got to pause on.
He's just got it paused on.
Because I was trying to figure out like what the hell
What
is
is
in
that?
that room.
Let's break down that room. Break down that
What
room.
is going on in that room?
There's like a
That is-
candle.
Is that a
a
beer?
PlayStation controller?
That's a PlayStation. Look how.
What kind of drink
Hold
is
on,
that?
hold on.
Big Ten Network staged this, or are we just that much of a dude?
Is that
back
popcorn?
That had to have been staged. That's a beer.
Like,
That's
we gotta put
had
dude
one
shit.
sip taken out. I got like a long sleeve shirt under a t-shirt. I got the Bill Simmons book of basketball. Shout out to
Oh,
the
is that
sports
is
guy.
what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like
Your
the-
hero.
And then it's like
Is that that's just a TV tray?
I think it's a TV tray. Yeah, that's a TV tray.
Those aren't really around anymore either.
No, but that's how I used to. You take your. I didn't have a kitchen table in college. You just-
TV trays work great.
Yeah, you just take your food to the couch and throw it on a TV
Put
tray.
a TV tray in front of
It's
me.
like the Catcher in the Rye on top of. On top of
I like the blanket too.
basketball.
The blanket's nice.
Why is it paused on your screen?
Because I was looking for highlights earlier, and I was trying to figure out where exactly I could find
This
them.
is
And I
the
was just
highlight
like,
of Mark Titus' career, sitting and just
sitting
sitting
on
on
the
this
couch.
couch.
Should we do picks? You want to make some picks?
We don't do picks on the show.
That's right. That's
We
right.
do choices. We're pro-choice here.
Are we?
Well, when it comes to picks,
I'll allow you to make your choices.
we'll do choices, not picks,
Okay.
because
so we'll
picks sound very final.
we're a pro-choice podcast. Let's do.
What are we picking? we picking NFL or are we picking college? I've already said it, but I think Missouri's going to beat Kansas State,
I think choose whatever.
and that's an upset. I think Florida's going to beat Tennessee. I really have no.
All right, let me write these down.
these are my choices here.
You get three.
I get three? I'm gonna do three. I'm gonna do three.
Because I want to keep standings for our choices.
You understand? Okay, I'll go three. You go three. Okay.
Choices.
All right.
All right. Brandon's
So
choices.
I
are,
really like Missouri plus 4.5 against Kansas State. I think they match up pretty well there. I don't think Kansas State's as good as people think they are. I like Florida to keep it close against Tennessee plus 6.5. These are just very well thought out picks here. And then I like. I don't have it written down, but I like Houston. I don't even know what the number is now. But I like Houston to possibly beat TCU. Keep it close against TCU and stay inside that number. So all
Okay.
three underdogs. Bold choices here today by me. So what do you think?
I haven't.
We're
looked
keeping
at-
standings?
yeah, I think we should keep standings. I think the choices.
And
We're-
the winner gets $1 at the end of the year?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
These are our choices. So we're doing college football,
Yeah.
not NFL.
That's why I'm going college.
Okay. All right, looking at the slate, I mean, one thing that jumps out to me right away, Ohio State's hosting Western Kentucky. I think we're going to beat the fuck out of Western Kentucky. So give me Ohio State to beat Western Kentucky. I mean, listen, we're not losing at home to Western Kentucky. I know people are saying this Ohio State team's not as good. There are a lot of questions at quarterback. We're going to beat the piss out of Western Kentucky. I think we're going to beat Western Kentucky. I'm pretty confident. Notre Dame's hosting Central. That's an easy W for Notre Dame. Give me Notre Dame to beat Central Michigan. And what else stands out here?
Don't you think?
Oh, Michigan Bowling Green. Bowling Green at Michigan. Listen, I'm a Buckeye. I don't want to gas up Michigan too much, but there's no world where Bowling Green's going into the Big House and beating Michigan. So my choices this week: Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame are all going to win. I think those are.
So my
You got Mizzou plus 4.5.
my three choices are Mizzou plus 4.5,
Yeah.
Florida plus 6.5, and Houston plus 6.5.
Yeah.
Your choices are Michigan to win, Ohio State to beat Western Kentucky, and Notre Dame
to beat Central Michigan. Those are my choices. Those are the choices I'm making.
And we're keeping records.
Yeah. I feel good about mine. I feel that feels like a 3-0 Saturday for me. It feels like a 3-0
I don't know if it's
Saturday.
3-0, but 2-1 I feel pretty good for you.
I want to ask you about this. Those are our choice. Write them down, TJ. Let's keep some standings.
Are we
going?
we're going by record at the end of the year?
The record, right? Not
Yes,
units.
yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, straight up record. Yeah, we don't do gambling on this show. We
Well,
do choices.
Sometimes. We do choices.
We do
yes,
choices. You have a choice.
I have an answer on the Roman numerals. By
Oh,
the way.
can we do the Orioles thing?
That's what I was gonna do. But go ahead. Finish up the Roman numerals.
So Lamar Hunt thought that the Roman numerals added more grandeur and ceremony to the event than in Arabic numerals. So that's why they use the ones that don't make any sense.
All right.
You could have just.
It does add more grandeur. I mean,
You could have just called it the Super Bowl like everyone does, and then.
yeah. How
use
much
the
grandeur
year
do you
to-
need to add to Super Bowl?
And the
He's
thing
like,
is,
we need more.
They didn't do it until Super Bowl 5. They
Oh, I can
retroactively
see where the
Roman
V
numeral.
would. Did they even number them, or was just this is the Super Bowl this year?
This is the Super Bowl.
Okay.
At what point during World War One did the soldiers fighting in World War One look at each other and be like, "Hey,
This is World War One.
why are we calling it World War One?" Hey, so
Seems like this is just World War.
so they keep telling us like this thing's almost over and we're gonna win and get to see our families soon, but like,
Well, I think they
did you
called
find
it.
it interesting to you that they keep calling it World War One?
I think they called it the Great War, right? The Great War, and then
I know. I was doing a little comedy there.
no, and I just
I was
ruined
doing
it.
a little, jokey joke.
The Great War. What's so great about it?
This fucking sucks.
Yeah, what did the USO tours look like back then? Like all these fucking soldiers got trench foot. Like, have you seen? Do you watch the? Are you a war guy? Like, in
not
terms of
really.
like the
Not really.
content, like,
No. I
dude,
mean, I'll
can't-
watch good war movies, but I'm not going to watch like documentaries.
All Quiet on the Western Front on the Netflix one.
Yeah.
I watched that.
Yeah.
War's not good.
War sucks. Yeah.
War is not good.
1917 fucked me up. Where it follows him the whole time.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like that didn't.
World War One.
Why did he even do
sucked
that?
ass.
Just go home.
World War Two obviously did too. But yeah, the idea of a USO. These fucking soldiers.
Hey boys, get up out of that trench.
Just flew in here from New York, and boy, are my arms tired.
Let's have some fun, boys. Look at these titties that you can't touch. All right, let's do the Orioles thing. So, how are we going to do it? So, online, people are noticing that all the Orioles' top prospects looks almost exactly the same. And
Are these all real? These are all the real.
There's
No.
three former there's three
Hold on.
number one overall prospects in baseball
the top
in this
two
picture.
and the one on the bottom right are all three the same guy. They're just in different poses, right? Those are all three the same guy.
Correct. Like if you did a celebrity matchup for the dozen of those three
It
players,
would just look like
yeah, it
the
would make
top
this
right
third.
guy. So you're going to give us the four names, and we have to decide who they are?
Yeah. Okay. So the first one.
No. You don't tell us who the first one is.
Okay. The first name I'm going to give you.
Okay.
No, you should
no,
just
no.
guess. You should try
This
to guess.
guy's name is.
Well, that's Grayson Rodriguez. That doesn't seem right.
That's Brody.
Well, I know the names of the prospects.
Oh, you do?
Is there Adley? No.
Adley Rutschman is he's on the
Is,
list. I wore his jersey
is
yesterday.
Gunnar Henderson? Is he in the list?
He's in the list.
I know. I knew Adley Rutschman was a guy.
Yeah.
But then now seeing those four faces up there and hearing the name Adley Rutschman is very fun. Like, it's starting to sink in.
Who's that?
What's going on
That's
here.
Gunnar Henderson.
Yes, that is Gunnar Henderson.
Gunnar Henderson.
Gunnar Henderson. Who's the new hotness that they drafted?
They drafted number one last year.
Yeah.
Jackson Holiday.
Jackson
Son of Matt
Holiday. Is he in that group?
Yeah, he's in that group.
Oh, let me see it. So I got to pick out Matt Holliday's son. Okay, well is that just him? Because that appears that might just be him. Is that Jackson Holiday?
Yeah, that's Jackson Holiday.
You're good at this.
I wanted the 4 block. No, that's okay. Oh,
Well, there's two guys left.
I definitely would have. Okay. Now I don't remember which one Jackson Holiday or Gunnar Henderson were because
Now that you see it zoomed out, it's
Right.
like a little harder to.
I think Jackson Holiday was top left. Gunnar Henderson was.
Corporate wants you to find the differences between.
Is
these
Adley
pictures.
Rutschman in this group?
Yes, Adley Rutschman is in this group.
He's bottom right.
He's not bottom right.
He is. No, that's him.
He's not bottom right.
That's your opinion, dude. That's him, bottom right. So he's bottom left?
Yeah, that's bottom left. I don't know, Adley Rutschman.
That's the least Adley looking one of the whole group.
That's the guy who's like. That's the guy we're most excited about.
No, they're excited about all of them.
No, we're most excited about top right. He might
Top
be,
right.
he
Top
might-
right's the
Jackson
most
Holiday
exciting.
might be the greatest baseball player of all time.
I thought Gunnar
He's-
Henderson was the
he's
greatest
19
baseball player
He's
of all
19 in triple. Well, Gunnar Henderson was until Jackson Holiday came along, and he's 19 in
Well,
AAA.
Who's that bottom right?
That's Heston Kjerstad from Arkansas. So it's Gunnar, Jackson, Adley, Heston, and then we also have a Colton in the mix there too, and a Kobe
Jordan. There's Jordan Westberg, right?
and Jordan. Yeah,
Grayson.
Is Kobe a white guy?
yeah, it's COBY.
Kobe, white guys being named Kobe doesn't work for me.
COBY, such a bullshit name. Bullshit way to say it.
The Orioles are excited about the farm system, I imagine. The prospects, yeah.
They're all.
Yeah,
I think we're finding out your scouts have a type.
They might have a type, yeah. Draft the best player in the draft.
Jackson Holiday is what position?
Shortstop. So him and Gunnar are both shortstops.
So what do? You move one to third? Is that going to squeeze out my guy Jordan?
Jordan Westbrook could get squeezed out.
He's a
at some
second
point.
though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like a utility infield guy. He can play anywhere. But yeah.
The Orioles are really fucking good. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the baseball.
Lost last night. That was tough.
That's okay.
Tough loser last night.
Was that the Rays or is that starting
Rays.
now?
We only have a 1-game lead now. So.
Oh, and you got 3 games left with them?
3 games this weekend.
Oh, to be in Baltimore
and
right now.
The one tonight is on Apple TV. I won't go into that.
We didn't ask you to.
I want this story explained that you put on the sheet, Ebo. Microsoft publishes garbled AI article calling tragically deceased NBA player useless.
Yeah, so apparently they used to have like a staff that would write these like quick hitter AP type things you put out that are like under like 250 words or whatever. They fired that staff about 2 years ago, and now they use like AI to write these headlines. And I gave TJ the actual headline is insane.
Yeah, Brandon Hunter,
Useless
Ohio University Bobcat legend. So the
whole article though has handed away on the age of 42.
Former NBA participant Brandon Hunter, who beforehand performed for the Boston Celtics and Orlando Magic, has handed away at the age of 42, as introduced by Ohio's males basketball coach Jeff Bowles on Tuesday.
Shout out Jeff Bowles. He was my assistant at Ohio State.
Here's the male basketball coach. Yeah.
Some people call you this, Brendan.
Hunter, initially a extremely regarded Hunter, a extremely regarded high school basketball participant.
Not only regarded, extremely regarded.
So this is good for us because
I'm not the first regarded guy to have a morning show here.
This is good for humanity. This tells us AI is still a ways away.
Yeah,
right? This is this is the takeaway that we're not.
But it's also not good that we're laughing hysterically at it.
Yeah,
because it's not. It is not. Funny.
Or stay woke. The AI did this on purpose, so we would let our guard down. The AI purposely was like, let's pretend
the
to be.
AI is showing weakness.
If we pretend to be extremely regarded, we can.
These regards will never see it coming. I think you go ahead and start wrapping it up.
I think this is a good time. This is a good time to wrap it up there, Brando.
That's a real cliffhanger for season 2.
Will there be a season
if we make
2?
it? Yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone who came on the ride for season 1.
Oh, it was amazing.
Be sure to, if you watch on YouTube, and I hope you do, this is we view this correct as a YouTube show. We put it on the podcast
it's a YouTube
feed.
show that has a podcast feed.
Yeah, this is so our primary focus is to make it a YouTube, which is why we have the incredible studio that you see before you.
Ideally, we'd like you here every morning at 9, but if you want to watch in the afternoon, it's
you can watch when you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead and like that. That helps us a lot when you hit the like button, when you comment for the algorithm, when you what else do they have to do? Subscribe.
Yep.
Like,
Send
subscribe,
cash.
comment a dude in the chat. I feel like that should be a fun thing on Fridays. If you're watching on YouTube, comment a dude.
Yeah, comment a dude.
Just
You
name
can
a
do
dude.
that. Someone start a thread. Like someone, if you're first, just be like, "This is the dude's thread." And
No,
just
the first
reply.
guy has to say first. You know that.
Yeah, the second guy can be like, "This is the dude's thread," and then everybody reply to that guy or something. But it really helps us out when you comment. Where did we land on the subscriber thing? I'm taking the boys to dinner at 20,000, but then you had to step in, and as you do, you just made a mess of the whole thing, and I forgot where it all landed.
We'll figure it out this weekend.
Okay.
Because I don't know.
Yeah.
And you can put me on the spot like you're trying to do right now.
No,
but,
I
but I ain't gonna fucking have it. All right, I ain't gonna fucking have it.
You I don't know. You threw out a lot of stuff, and I didn't know where we.
I got crazy at the end. You know.
Yeah,
You know how I be.
First show, season 1 finale. You didn't put the hat on. You didn't even put the silly hat on. That's a cliffhanger.
Here, where?
No. I think it's better.
No hat
I think
today?
it's no hat. I think it's a shocking twist. It's a shocking season 1 finale twist. Brandon did not put the hat on. I think that's a show.
You'll never believe what this guy did with the hat.